Burt Jones would like to have one of those Super Bowl rings. As a matter of fact, he's been injured much of the last 2 years, but he's healthy now and playing very well.
The Colts, they are the underdogs. What will Burt Jones have to do to pull off an upset?
Everybody knows how terrific the Pittsburgh defense is. So first down is very, very important today for the Colts. They have to maintain possession on that first down. They've got to do well, and they're going to have to do it by throwing the football, because they don't want to get into a 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9 situation with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, because if that...
Hello, everybody. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, Memorial Stadium, Baltimore. The Pittsburgh Steelers won the toss. The Baltimore Colts kicking on. It'll be Steve Mickemeyer. He boots it. Greg Hawthorne is the deep back. He takes it at the goal line. He's to the 5. Greg's to the 10, 15. Headed down near the 20-yard line where the Steelers will go to work. Reggie Pinckney made the tackle. The offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The backfield, you know. The quarterback is Terry Bradshaw with Sidney Thornton and Franco Harris, the running backs. The receivers, John Stallworth, Lynn Swan with Randy Grossman, the tight end. And that offensive line, there have been some changes. Ted Peterson, Ray Penny, Mike Webster, Steve Corson, and Larry Brown. First down, Pittsburgh, their own 20-yard line. Slot left side. Sidney Thornton. Thornton gets 7 yards on the play. Ed Simonini, the middle linebacker, was there. And let's look at that Baltimore Colt defense. Up front, Fred Cook, Mike Barnes, Herb Orvis, and Greg Fields. The linebackers, they'll be busy today. Sanders Shiver, Ed Simonini, and Mike Woods. And in the secondary, with Derek Hatchett, the rookie on the left corner, the sophomore Larry Brazil on the right corner, Bruce Laird, and Nesby Glasgow. Second down and 3. First down, Steelers, Thornton. 36-yard line. Ed Simonini and Nesby Glasgow make the tackle.
Charlie, we said in the pregame show the secret to Baltimore's success is going to be first down. Pittsburgh must have been listening, because in first down they pick up 7 yards, making it a very easy call for Terry Bradshaw on second down. Last week the Jets did not run against Baltimore. It looks like today Pittsburgh has different ideas.
First down, Steelers, their own 36-yard line. Game just underway, no score. Thornton is dropped at the line of scrimmage. It will be no gain. Second down and 10 is Fred Cook. The leader of the defense was there for the Baltimore Colts, number 72. Lynn, you mentioned in the pregame show, and it is important for both ball clubs, that is, first down becomes the key down, because now it is 2nd and 10. The Colt defense can think pass.
They're going to defensively for the Colts right now. The defensive front four will not be worrying about the pass. They're concerned now, try to put some pressure on Terry Bradshaw. Let the linebackers, the defensive backs, worry about stopping the run.
Running backs in split passing formation. Bradshaw to put it up. Right side, Franco Harris. A gain of 2 yards on the play to the 38. It'll be third down and 8. Mike Woods, the linebacker, and Bruce Laird, the strong safety, who had the great game last week. They were the men who stopped him for the Baltimore Colts.
Franco Harris really never had a chance on this screen pass, and I'm sure Bradshaw started out with a screen because he knows how fired up this Baltimore Colt football team is. You can just listen to the people here in the stadiums. That's giving you a good indication how Baltimore feels about this game. Third down and 8. 3 wide receivers. Jim Smith is in. 5 men in the secondary for the Colts as Lyle Blackwood comes in. The middle linebacker Ed Simonini comes out. Third down 8. It is there. Going to Jim Smith. 39-yard line of Baltimore and a first down. That time Terry Bradshaw a lot of time to look for Jim Smith, number 86. He was looking away from Smith at first, but came back to him. Bradshaw going back in the pocket, and look, no one is impairing his vision up front. Good job by that offensive line. And a good throw and a good catch by Smith. And a gain of 23 yards, converting on a third down and 8. First down at the Baltimore 39-yard line. The Steelers on the move, opening drive of the ball game. Thornton right side. 2 yards to the 37-yard line. It will be second down 8. Mike Barnes and Ed Simonini make the tackle. Charlie, both of these teams play a 4-3 defense, meaning they have a middle linebacker. Ed Simonini is a middle linebacker. The job of the defensive lineman is to keep people away from him. Don't give him an opportunity to block that middle linebacker so he can get involved in making the tackle. That time, a Pittsburgh Steeler offensive lineman at least got to throw a block at him and deterred him.
Ed Simonini stands only 6 feet even, weighs in at 206. They say he is too short, he is too light, but he gets the job done at middle linebacker. 2nd and 8 passing down. Little play action. Pass is complete to John Stallworth. Stallworth near the 23-yard line. It will be a first down. Larry Brazil, in his sophomore year in the National Football League, taken in the 5th round of the draft last year, and made the NFL All-Rookie team, is the man who made the tackle.
What has to happen for Baltimore, they must put pressure on Bradshaw. That time they did not. He had plenty of time to locate his receiver. What Baltimore is going to do defensively, because his young cornerbacks, they're going to play a lot of zone defense. So what has to happen is those linebackers really have to give them some help.
First down just outside the Colts 23-yard line. Franco Harris, 20, 16-yard line. A gain of 7. Nesby Glasgow, the free safety, makes the stop.
Good first down play and a good block by the offensive line. Number 77 is Steve Corson coming around the end. He is providing the big block right there to enable Franco to jump outside and pick up good yardage.
He got Mike Woods, the linebacker, and that opened up the corner.
Anytime you get a guard out in front of a ball carrier outside, that ball carrier is right behind him, he's going to gain some good yardage.
And there you see Franco Harris needing only one more career touchdown to move into a tie for 3rd. He is already the 3rd leading rusher in the history of the National Football League, behind Jim Brown and O.J. Simpson. 2nd down 3. Franco Harris. First down.
Franco Harris on the carry.
They'll mark it near the 13-yard line. Fred Cook made the tackle.
This is an excellent drive by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's deadly for the Baltimore Colts, because what is happening is Pittsburgh is maintaining control of that football, and if they get in for some points, right now they're at an excellent opportunity to get at least 3 points here in the first quarter. It's going to put a lot of pressure, or more pressure, on the Baltimore offense when they get in the football game.
Ted Peterson is starting at left tackle for John Kolb as a sprained ankle. Randy Grossman starting at tight end for Benny Cunningham, who's still having a problem with his knee. First down at the Colt 13-yard line. Throwing it away. That's a veteran quarterback at work. Now let's check the scoreboard.
It's a good play.
We won't check the scoreboard.
Good play by Bradshaw right there, Charlie, because he knew that he was going to get the heat. He was going to get tackled. Because of his strong arm, he was falling backwards and was able to throw the ball out of the end zone, which is what he was trying to do. Save that loss. In the past, I think Bradshaw would try to fight that man and try to run with the football.
2nd down and 10. The ball just outside the Colt 13-yard line. The Colts have controlled, the Steelers have controlled the ball for about 6.5 minutes. Franco Harris. Harris to the 8-yard line. He picks up 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Now let's check the scoreboard. 2nd quarter. Bills leading the Jets 7-3. Atlanta in front of New England. How about that 2nd quarter? They lead by 7, 21-14. And Philadelphia over Minnesota by 7. And here it is 0-0 between the Baltimore Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in reality, the Steelers are doing early in the ball game this Sunday what the Colts did last Sunday. They are controlling the football on offense. The Colts have not been on offense. It is 3rd down and 5. Bradshaw shoots 4 on the pattern. In the end zone, knocked away. Randy Grossman, the tight end, the intended receiver, and Bruce Laird, the strong safety, number 40, is the man who knocked it away. And that means that Matt Barr will come in with a field goal attempt upcoming.
He's going to his tight end, fires the ball. And there are 2 Baltimore Colt defenders right there. What Bradshaw was trying to do is force that ball in there. He is lucky that ball didn't pop up in the air, because had it done that, and a possibility of an interception.
Nesby Glasgow was there to help out Laird. An attempt from the 15-yard line. 25-yard field goal attempt. And it is good. The Pittsburgh Steelers are on the board with a 25-yard field goal by Matt Barr. The Steelers 3 and the Colts nothing. Buffalo now leading the Jets by a score of 10-3, second quarter. And here it is, Pittsburgh 3 and Baltimore nothing, scoring on the opening drive. Matt Barr, who split the uprights from 25 yards out, will be kicking off with Ben Gary, the deep back. Kim Anderson on the wing as the return. He returns near the 25-yard line. Good return for Kim Anderson.
He's a little weak out there right now.
Now the Colts have made some changes. Don McCauley is in the starting backfield. Ciani's the starting wide receiver. The pass is a first down to Ciani. Ciani to the 42-yard line. A quick 17 yards and a first down. Now Cleveland Franklin comes in. Roger Carr comes into the offense. Butler in motion. Joe Washington. No gain. It'll be second down and 10. And the Steelers know that.
They got a lot of people up on that line of scrimmage.
4 on the pattern. Pass is through the hands of Reese McCall. It is incomplete.
Flag is down also, and it's thrown right at the feet of Jack Ham, and he's standing there looking back toward the huddle at the officials, because Jack Ham does not get penalties called on him. Not very often.
Illegal use of hands against the defense that carries an automatic first down. Ben Dreith, the referee. The other officials: Bob Boylston, Dale Williams, Bill Reynolds, Stan Javi, Ed Ward, Pat Millay.
Number 31, illegal contact. That's a first down.
The call on Donnie Shell, as we mentioned, an automatic first down.
I have to apologize to Jack Ham, because he was one that was standing. They threw the flag near his feet. Jack Ham just does not commit penalties.
So the Colts have the ball just outside their own 46-yard line, first down. Jones to throw. Dumps this one off underneath the Cleveland Franklin. Close to the first down. And Lynn, just like you said in the opening of the telecast, for the Colts to be successful, they've got to pass successfully on first down. They have 2 out of 3 opportunities.
You don't necessarily have to pick up a first down, but if you pick up 4 or more yards on first down, that's a good play, whether you run with it or throw with it. Pittsburgh is the type of team, they have outstanding linebackers. Jack Ham came all the way from one side to the other to get involved in the play. Number 59, I think he's the best outside linebacker in the National Football League, and I think the Steelers have the best linebacking corps in the National Football League. And you can see one of the reasons why that Ham has a nose for that football.
First down at the Pittsburgh 42. Steelers lead at 3-0. Sweep right side with Washington, 2 blockers in front. Inside the 35, almost broken. Stepped out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Joe Washington just a step away from a touchdown.
He did a number on Donnie Shell, the strong safety, number 31. They had a blitz on. Ham is blocked by the fullback, Cleveland. Now he's coming around here, puts a move on number 31 right here. The safety, number 31, Donnie Shell, picks up a lot of additional yards. If it hadn't been for the sideline, he would have gone a lot farther.
Quick look at the scoreboard. Halftime now. Buffalo leading the Jets by 7. Atlanta over New England by 14, second quarter. First down at the Steeler 31-yard line. Colts on the move. They stay on the ground on first down. Washington diving to the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. There's a flag down. A pickup of 3 on the play, but the marker becomes all important as L.C. Greenwood made the tackle.
Take a look at holding against the Colts. They'll be going back. That's the one thing that they can't afford to do when they're making a move on Pittsburgh, is to penalize themselves. Last week they had penalties and they had a couple of turnovers that really hurt them against the Jets. Otherwise, last week they could have blown the Jets out early in that football game.
And the Steeler defense is so good, you simply cannot make those kind of mistakes.
They have great linebackers and they've got outstanding defensive backs.
Offense, holding, number 61.
Holding on Robert Pratt, the left guard. So it'll be first down and 20 following the 10-yard penalty. Too happy last week when he pointed out his gray hair either, was he? He was kidding us about that. First and 20. Jones will have to throw. They go with a draw instead. Franklin wedging it out for about 5 yards to the 36-yard line. It'll be second down and 15. Second and 15. The running backs are split. This is a passing formation. Butler wide to the near side. Roger Carr wide to the far side. Lambert changes the defense. Only a 4-man rush. Drop in the hands of the rookie Ray Butler, the 4th-round draft choice from USC. He was shut out last week. He should have had that one.
Somebody was just telling me that he hadn't dropped a pass even in training camp. That was right on the money. Burt Jones changed the play on the ball because Pittsburgh had all of their people up there. They kept the tight end in the block. It was one-on-one on the outside and a good throw by Jones. This is where the ball is supposed to be, right on the numbers. You can see there he took his eyes off of the ball in the last instant. That was the difference between catching it and dropping it.
Third down and 15. Reese McCall, the tight end, is open, and Don McCauley, Mr. Third down for the Colts, is in. 5 on the pattern. Same spot. It is there. Yes.
Gave it to him.
Ray Butler's first reception in the National Football League, and Burt Jones comes right back to him. I'm glad to see that.
That is a great thing to do because this young man hadn't dropped anything, and you don't want him to lose his confidence because he's a big part of this Baltimore Colt offense. And he does a superb job of keeping his feet in, if at all they were both in. I know one was in. I don't know about the other one. Take a look at it. One foot is in.
Ooh, that's...
No. I don't believe they were in.
I think the Baltimore Colts got a big break, and they picked up 22 yards on the play, and they have a first down at the 14-yard line. Sweep right side. Washington to the 8-yard line, a gain of 6. Leading the way was number 61, Robert Pratt, who had that holding call early on in this drive. Ron Johnson with the tackle.
Also on that last play, Washington picking up some good yardage down here was really tough to get any yardage against Pittsburgh. The fullback, Cleveland Franklin, number 38 of Baltimore, is doing a superb job of blocking. You generally don't find that in a rookie running back coming out of college.
Second down and 4 at the Steeler 8-yard line. Second back through is Washington, 6-yard line. Picks up 2. It'll be third down and 2. Washington is 5'10", 179 pounds. Does a bit of everything. And the left guard, Robert Pratt, moves to a tight end position. Third down and 2. He's there for the blocking. Franklin is stacked up. The Steeler defense is there. The reaction you saw of number 76, John Banazak.
Pittsburgh did a great job of penetrating on the snap of the ball. Got penetration. There was absolutely no place for Franklin to go. He tried to jump outside, but there wasn't anything there.
So it will be fourth down. Greg Landry is in to hold, and Steve Mickemeyer is in to try and tie it up. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Time remaining. First quarter. The Steelers out in front. 3-0. Going for the tie just to the left of the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, that's not a very good spot. Kickers can be concerned about. They don't like to see dirt when they're coming off of natural grass.
23-yard attempt is no good. The attempt is no good. So Mickemeyer misses from 23 yards. It could have been the spot on the field. We have a timeout. The Steelers lead it. 3-0. We'll be back in a moment. This is Charlie Jones and Lynn Dawson. Lynn, the problem in that situation from a holder and from a kicker standpoint.
There's a pitcher's mound down there, and they chop it down for a football game, but it's a psychological thing with the kicker. When you see dirt, when you're coming off the grass, it distracts from what you're supposed to be doing, and that is keeping your eye on the ball and kicking through it.
So the Steelers have the ball on their own 20-yard line. First down. They lead 3-0. 1:53 time remaining first quarter. Bradshaw taking all kinds of time. Gives to Franco Harris. Harris to the 25. Is in and down by Larry Brazil. A gain of 5. It will be second down 5. Next Sunday, kick off week 3 of the 1980 football season with NFL 80 and an in-depth look at the day's games. Then you'll see the Baltimore Colts take on the Houston Oilers, or the San Diego Chargers battle the Denver Broncos. Plus other regional games all next Sunday here on NBC Sports, so check your local listings. We have a player injured.
John Stallworth,
it is John Stallworth, and we'll take a timeout. The score is Pittsburgh 3 and Baltimore nothing as John Stallworth is injured. We'll try and have a report when we get back. John Stallworth out of the ball game, came up limping, came out under his own power. Theo Bell has replaced him. Stallworth will be playing later in the game is the quick report that we get. 2nd down and 5. Steelers at their own 25-yard line. They lead 3-0 on Matt Barr's 25-yard field goal. That came on the opening drive. On the draw, Franco Harris. He is cut down at the line of scrimmage by Greg Fields. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Looked like the very same play that they ran just before that picked up great yardage. That time Fields read it very well, knifed in, and nailed him.
In the secondary, Atlanta leading New England 28-21 in the second quarter. 3rd down 5. Harris in the right flat has the first down. Franco to the 36-yard line, but a flag is down on the play. He picked up 11 yards. Sanders Shiver, the left linebacker, is the man who greeted him at the 36-yard line. Now we'll check out the marker.
I think they're going to call it on Lynn Swan, trying to help out Franco Harris. He may have clipped.
Was it Swan, or was 88, or was it 86 Jim Smith? One or the other, both in the neighborhood.
No penalty. It's a first down.
Well, that explains it. Ben Dreith, the referee. Randy Grossman comes back in at a tight end. Here's a look.
Just an outlet pass. Looking downfield. No one's there. Bradshaw goes to his outlet man, Franco Harris, as he catches it on the run. Now the job. There's what I was talking about. Swan just came into the picture. Made a block. The flag was thrown, but they put it right back in their pocket.
Nice to admit you made a mistake. Sidney Thornton. From the 36 to the 39-yard line, he picks up 3. Carson, we get set with the second quarter. Steelers have the ball, 2nd down and 7. Steelers lead 3-0. Matt Barr hitting for 25 yards out. Steve Mickemeyer missed. Passes complete. Franco Harris. First down, 50-yard line, a gain of 11. And it is a first down as Mike Woods makes the tackle along with the middle linebacker Ed Simonini.
Stop by Wood. First down at midfield.
This is only the 2nd time that the Steelers have been on offense. Their first opening drive took them to a 25-yard field goal. The Colts came back with a drive. They missed the field goal from 23 yards out. We'd like to welcome those that have been watching the game in Buffalo. You've got a scoreboard prowler. Bradshaw goes deep. Incomplete. Over. So this is the 2nd time the Steelers have had the football. They're at the 50-yard line, and it is 2nd down and 10. Steelers on top, 3-0. Franco Harris. Near the 40-yard line, which will be close to the first down. Now let's check the scoreboard. Seattle in front of Kansas City by a score of 7-0.
Jim Zorn to Sam McCullen for that touchdown, 12 yards.
New Orleans, Chicago, they're tied at 3. Now Benny Cunningham comes in. 3rd down, less than half a yard. So the Steelers go with 2 tight ends. Larry Brown moves out as a tight end. Grossman becomes the flanker. He's in motion. The Steelers may not have picked it up. Greg Fields and Larry Brazil were there for the defense. Franco Harris stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, but he needed only a foot and a half for the first down. It will be 4th down and still a foot to go. Just outside the 40-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Deja vu from a week ago. Houston, the same situation. They decided to kick. That was later in the ballgame. The Steelers, they're going for it, an early gamble. This will be close again.
They knocked him back. He would have had the momentum for that first down before the hit. Baltimore says, no, we stopped them.
Colt defense is coming up. They're not even waiting for a measurement. Ben Dreith, I believe, is going to motion for the change to come out. Terry Bradshaw requested a measurement.
But Bradshaw's over on the sideline with Chuck Noll, the head coach. The defense is on the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The offense for the Baltimore Colts. The players have already conceded.
Colts hold, they take over. Big turnaround, 2 outstanding defensive plays.
This is what they need right now. The Baltimore Colts need a big break.
We have a timeout. Steelers lead at 3-0, 12:58. Time remaining, first half. Look at that defensive play.
Herb Orvis, 88. 56, Simonetti coming in there, and they really nailed Franco Harris because it was just straight on blocking. The Steelers only needed about a foot or so to pick up the first down, but it was a great defensive play by Baltimore.
Fred Cook, number 72, was also there. The Colts hold. They have a first down on their own 40-yard line. Butler in motion. Washington just cruising, looking for the only turns the corner. Goes out of bounds near the 48-yard line, so it will be second down and a couple.
Also played with Cleveland, so his first 2 coaching assignments here have been against former teammates.
They mark him to the 47-yard line, second and 3. That is all. Robin Cole dropping Joe Washington. A loss of 2. It will be third down and 5. Robin Cole, number 56, in his 4th year, a #1 draft choice, has never had an NFL interception. He gets Washington the whole ball, though, on that one. Woo. Third down, 5. Cole comes out. We'll have 5 men in the secondary. Don McCauley comes in for the Colts in the backfield. Jones under pressure. 40-yard line. Mike Ciani in his hands. Should have held it. Did not.
The type of pass that you got to come up with that hit him right in the hands, and he's got excellent hands. That time he dropped it. That's 2 passes so far that have been dropped that should have been caught. Butler dropped one in the first quarter. That one really hurt because now they're in a punting situation. They're going to have to give the ball back to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mike Bragg will be kicking, and Theo Bell is set for the return. Bell, 10-yard line. Right return, 15, 20. Returns to the 26-yard line, 16 yards on the return. Change of defense. Barry Krause is now the right linebacker. Steelers ball just outside their own 25-yard line, first down. Play action by Bradshaw. All the time in the world. Goes deep. It is one-on-one. It is caught by Jim Smith. At the 42-yard line. Did he go out of bounds?
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. He was working on Larry Brazil.
This was the old out and up pattern. Faking to Franco Harris, keeping Franco in to help protect, giving him plenty of time, going deep. Does make an excellent catch. This is, both feet have to be in bounds.
He didn't make it with either one of them, did he? High, second and 10.
It's a nice catch, though.
Defensive change. Joe Ehrman is in for Herb Orvis for the Baltimore Colts. Second down and 10, Pittsburgh, their own 25-yard line. Steelers lead it 3-0. This one is dumped off to Sidney Thornton. Thornton to the 30, 31-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4 as Nesby Glasgow makes the tackle. Seattle leading Kansas City by a score of 7-0 in the second quarter.
That was a Jim Zorn pass. 2 field goals. Detroit leading Green Bay 6-0 second quarter.
Chicago, New Orleans.
Mike Phipps throwing a 56-yard touchdown pass to Robert Fisher, putting Chicago up on top in that ballgame.
3rd down and 4. 31-yard line. Steelers in their own territory. Big down for the Colts. Bradshaw looping at far side is pulled out. Jim Smith has it 40-yard line. A gain of 9 and the first down.
The defensive back was really playing off of him that time. 47, Brazil, and Bradshaw threw the ball way before the cut was made to the outside, just lobbing it out there. Great concentration, great catching ability of the Pittsburgh Steelers receivers, coming up with a first down.
Reminiscent of John Stallworth's 50-yard touchdown reception in the game against Houston last week.
Bradshaw has the luxury, too, of throwing that ball up there, knowing that his men have a better chance of coming up with it than the defensive players.
Does that remind you of Y.A. Tittle of the old alley-oop? Sidney Thornton, a couple of yards from the 40 to the 42-yard line. 2nd down 8. Mike Ozdowski now in on defense, along with the middle linebacker, Ed Simonini.
Simonini's going to get a lot of business. He's number 56, the middle linebacker, and part of the game plan is to run straight at him. They say he's 6 feet tall, and they say that could be when he's in his football shoes, and 210 pounds, and that's when it reports early to training camp. He is tough, and he's going to get a lot of business today.
2nd down and 8. Look for Bradshaw to throw. Since 4 on the pattern. Fires this one over the middle to Thornton, has the first down. 48-yard line of the Colts. Barry Krause and Ed Simonini finally stopping.
Bradshaw is really reading coverages a lot better today than he did a few years ago. What is happening out there? He's going to his backs. The reason is they're doubling up the wide receivers. They're playing a lot of zone. That time going to that man, Sidney Thornton, number 38, who is leaving the ball game right now.
He comes out. Greg Hawthorne, a Baylor in his 2nd year. The number 1 draft choice last year, replaces him.
Baltimore's
the key to reading the coverage, the middle linebacker?
Middle linebacker, generally. What is happening, the linebackers know they have to get great depth to help out the secondary. When that happens, he's throwing to the backs in front of them.
Hawthorne sweep left side, has a block out in front by Corson. Couple of yards to the 46. It's 2nd and 8. Bradshaw stumbles, has a man all alone, and is pulled in by Hawthorne. Greg Hawthorne slipping out of the backfield. Glasgow makes the tackle. Beautiful play.
It was a great play because one of the reasons he was open, he was working on the linebacker. They were doubling up Lynn Swan to the outside. It's a good throw, but this is really an outstanding catch. He is really stretched out, about as far as he could possibly go, making a big play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And unlike a few years ago when it was mainly Franco Harris running with the football, today the Pittsburgh Steelers are a big play offensive team.
But they used Franco's number for the yardage. 32 yards on the play. 14-yard line of Baltimore. First down. Running backs are split. Passing formation. In the corner, and he underthrows Jim Smith. He's going to a spot in that situation. Smith simply could not get there. Brazil an excellent man-to-man coverage on.
I think it's a good idea that Bradshaw did throw it low on the outside because Brazil had very good coverage out there, and had the ball been hanging up a little bit, Bradshaw would have probably found himself trying to chase down a defensive back going down the sidelines.
Shot for Larry Brazil on the right side. They are really good. 2nd down and 10. On the draw, Hawthorne. Hawthorne is dropped by number 71, Mike Ozdowski.
56, Simonini was also over there. He may be not too large, but he is quick, and it's a good idea that he was quick because had Hawthorne turned that corner, he had Corson out in front, and it could have been 6 points.
A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8. John Stallworth back in the ball game with a play to Terry Bradshaw.
Speaking of Bradshaw, he is 9 for 14 for 117 yards so far.
And Rocky Bleier comes in. 3rd down and 8. 5 men in the Colts secondary. Bradshaw deep over the middle into double coverage. It is incomplete. He was going to Stallworth. Bruce Laird and Lyle Blackwood picked him up. It'll be 4th down and 8. And Matt Barr will come in with a field goal attempt.
They had a slot formation, both 82 Stallworth, 88 Swan. They're going to cross the field. Go all the way across. You can see Laird is all over Stallworth. There is no room at all. Bradshaw tries to force it in there. I think you'd have to be a magician to get the ball in there in that situation.
A 29-yard field goal attempt. Colquitt holding Barr to kick. Matt is in from 25 yards out of this game. This one is up, and it is good. So Matt Barr has a pair of field goals, and the Steelers have a 6-0 lead with 7:04 left to go in the first half.
Stumble in New York at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Jets and Bills doing some heavy hitting. Watch this. Joe Cribbs parked under a punt, but Paul Darby, a rookie, comes along, hits him head on. Cribbs stayed down a while, but walked off under his own power. It's Buffalo 13, Jets 3. Back to Baltimore and Charlie Jones.
Thank you, Brian, for that update on the Bills and the Jets. Ben Gary is deep as Matt Barr will be kicking off for the Steelers. Juggle by Kim Anderson. He's in the end zone. He is tackled in the end zone. Now, it will be a touchback. The impetus that put the ball in the end zone came from the kick. It was muffed by Anderson. That is, he never had possession. The impetus stays the same. If he'd have had possession, then went into the end zone, it would have been a safety. But see, he has possession at this point that is in the end zone. He is down in the end zone again. The impetus, the key, coming from the kick.
There was a communication problem right there because the two men thought each one thought the other was going to catch it. You can see the coach is talking to them right here. Somebody has to be the quarterback back there and say, I've got it or you got it. They were both taking off upfield to make a block and left the ball jumping around down in the end zone.
The Colts from their own 20-yard line, first down, trailing 6-0. The Steelers with a pair of field goals. Joe Washington, a couple of yards on the play. Thursday at 8 Eastern time, it's games people play. America's toughest bouncer competition continues. Bruce Jenner looks at a high school coach's battle on and off the field and the return of stuntman Bill Shirk.
Just before that play, Charlie, the Steelers had 32 offensive plays to the Colts 14, so it's 32-15 right now.
Now let's check something out. Yes, he is there. Number 27, it is Curtis Dickey, the rookie from Texas A&M, the speedster, 3 times NCAA 60-yard dash champion. Suffered a bruised thigh in the Atlanta preseason game a couple of weeks ago. Did not play last week. As you heard Ben Dreith, there was not an eligible receiver on the end of the line. It was an offensive lineman who had not reported. It's an illegal formation. It is refused. It will be 2nd down and 8. 22-yard line. Cleveland Franklin and Curtis Dickey are the running backs. Ray Butler, the rookie from USC, in motion. Fake to Curtis Dickey. Jones goes deep into double coverage. Carr stopped. Great catch. At the 50-yard line. He had double coverage. Jones underthrew him, and that was fortunate.
It was fortunate for the Baltimore Colts because he's going up top to 81, Roger Carr. And the ball is thrown behind him. And watch this catch. This is tremendous. And watch, his feet are inbound. 1-2, both of them. He has possession of the football. Great play by Roger Carr.
That's the old pro at work on the sideline. 50-yard line, first down. Colts on the move. They trail 6-0. 6:43, time remaining, second quarter. Sweep right, Curtis Dickey. Pratt leading the way. Dickey is cut down after a gain of a yard. It'll Joe. Jones with time, fires and overthrows. And he was going for his tight end, Reese McCaw. Dwayne Woodruff in the secondary for the Steelers. Washington and McCauley in the backfield for the Colts. Incomplete. Going to Ray Butler. So it'll be 4th down and 9. Jones is high on the last 2 throws. Is that because of the coverage?
The coverage has been excellent the last 2 plays by the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why you don't want to get into a situation where you have to go back and throw the football.
In a holding call against the Colts, it will be refused because that would make it 4th and 9 in a kicking situation. And Jim Smith will be the deep back on the return as Theo Bell.
Number 69, decline the penalty. That's 4th down.
Holding on Wade Griffin. Theo Bell out with ribs, with a rib injury. Jim Smith will be returning the kick.
69, Wade Griffin right there is the man that they called holding on. He did a little pushing. I don't know about the holding.
Mike Bragg to kick. 40.2-yard average last week. Smith fields it at the 6-yard line. And he is down at the 6-yard line. Reggie Pinckney for the 2nd time in the ballgame down very quick. Ed Smith was also there. We've got a timeout. Steelers lead it 6-0. They took him to the hospital. He's back on the sideline. He could see some action if they need him, but Franco Harris gets the call here and picks up 3 yards from the 6 to the 9. It'll be 2nd down and 7 Steelers. Don't forget, next week on NBC Sports, NFL 80 continues. Join host Brian Gumbel for all the college and pro scores, exciting highlights, a special look at San Diego kicker Rolf Benerska. 2nd down and 7 at the Steeler 9-yard line. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Sidney Thornton. Thornton outside the 25. Stallworth came up with it. A flag was dropped. Was it forward?
I think they're going to call it forward. It was very close, but I think he might have got control of it when it was forward. It was a good thought. Surprised John Stallworth. I guess his leg is all right when he took off and ran like that. Bruise must not have affected him, but good blocking up here by the offensive line. In particular, Ben Cunningham is in the ball game at tight end right now.
It is an illegal forward. Oh, yes. No question about that. That was an illegal forward pass, but like you said, a good idea. Maybe this angle shows it better.
Yes. Oh, I guess so, yes.
Stallworth was actually behind him. He could have made it a lateral. But when he was hit going down, he lost possession.
Illegal forward pass at 5 yards and lost in the down, but they made a 1st down, so it's 1st down.
Ben Bryce just explained it. There is Randy Burke that we were just talking about, has the fractured finger.
That happened in warm-up. Burt Jones is so strong, his arm's so strong. He threw a pass, and it caught him on the fingertip. He had to leave the ball or the ballpark.
From the 22-yard line, 1st down, incomplete. Lynn Swan, the intended receiver, he underthrew him. It'll be 2nd down and 10, 22-yard line.
I think that's the first time he's gone to Lynn Swan. That time he threw. He likes to throw it low to Swan, but that time he threw it low and behind him. It was not a good throw.
Today's telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Baltimore Colts and the National Football League is prohibited. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson with 4:48 left to go in the 2nd quarter, and the Steelers leading 6-0. Pittsburgh from their own 22-yard line. Bradshaw feeds off to Franco Harris. Franco to the 27-yard line. He picks up 5. 3rd down and 5 as Joe Ehrman makes the tackle. So now the Steelers facing that 3rd down situation, and it will be a passing situation as Lyle Blackwood comes in. Ed Simonini comes out at linebacker. 5 men in the secondary. Jim Smith and Rocky Blyer come into the offense. So it is Swan, Stallworth, and Jim Smith. 3 wide receivers, 3rd down and 5. Blyer swinging out. Blyer intercepted. Shiver scores. Sanders Shiver with the interception and the touchdown. Listen to the sellout crowd.
Rocky Blyer gathers it up 34 yards. Nobody there for a touchdown.
So it is tied 6-6. The Colts could untie it with the extra point. Landry holds Mickemeyer. It is good. Baltimore 7 and Pittsburgh 6 with 4:01 left to go in the first half. We'll be back in a moment.
This Bud's for all the people who make the sidelines a part of the show.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do,
this Bud's for you.
Sanders Shiver, his first touchdown in the National Football League.
You can tell that, Charlie, because when he got into the end zone, he didn't have a dance. He didn't know what to do with the ball, so he just dropped it.
Never been there before. Hawthorne fields it at the 2-yard line. Picks it up at the 5. Greg is to the 10. They'll mark it around the 13-yard line as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Down from 34 yards out. Steelers go to work. Franco Harris. 17-yard line. He picks up 3. It'll be second down 7. Bruce Laird makes the tackle.
One thing about this great Pittsburgh football team, I don't think adversity like that is really going to have a great deal of effect on them. They have been there before. Bradshaw, he made a mistake in throwing that ball to Rocky Blyer the last time because he was hanging up in the air, gave Shiver an opportunity to intercept it. He's going to have to go to his backs because Baltimore's doing a lot of zoning back there and taking away the wide receivers.
Second down, just under 7 to go for the first down. Passing situation. They go instead to Franco. No gain. It'll be third down and still just under 7 to go. Barry Krause, the right linebacker, makes the tackle. Now, last week, Krause was the left linebacker, replacing Sanders Shiver, had been bothered with a foot injury. But now he's replaced Mike Woods on the right side. Third down 7, 3 wide receivers for the Steelers as Jim Smith comes in.
Seminini coming out for
Lyle Blackwood is in, 5 in the secondary. Bradshaw sends 5 on the pattern. Up the middle, Franco Harris. Big first down, and Franco rambles close to the 49-yard line. 32 yards. Lyle Blackwood makes the tackle.
Once again, Terry Bradshaw was reading that defense. His back's coming out of the backfield. The reason he's going to them is because the outside receivers, Stallworth and Swan, they're being double teamed. You can't force the ball there, so you go to the man that's going to be open. Franco Harris. At least one thing I'm finding out about Franco Harris, he's got good hands.
2-minute warning will be given to both benches. We've got a timeout. It's Baltimore 7, Pittsburgh 6. We'll be back in a moment.
Bills wrong for the Jets. Richard Todd here overthrows Bruce Harper. Number 38, Jeff Nixon, second-year safety out of Richmond, steps in for his 4th interception of the season, runs it back all the way for a touchdown. Point after good. Bills out in front of the Jets by a score of 20-3. Back to Baltimore and Charlie Jones.
Thank you, Brian. Buffalo, they are for real. This is the right linebacker, Mike Woods, who started the ball game. Has been replaced by Barry Krause. You see a little ice on the knee. That's a problem. First down, Pittsburgh, their own 49-yard line. Steelers down by 1, 7-6. Play action, Rocky Blyer going deep. It is way overthrown. Swan read the defense one way. Bradshaw read it the other because Lynn came in over the middle, and Terry was going outside towards the corner.
He was going deep outside, Bradshaw was, and Swan curled inside in the middle. And that ball went sailing way over everybody's head. It's a good thing that Bradshaw has a strong arm, because otherwise that would have been intercepted. He threw it so far that no one could get to it.
What happens in that situation where you as a quarterback read the defense one way, the wide receiver reads it another?
When you have a great receiver like Swan, a great quarterback like Bradshaw, you'll give them options. say, all right, we're anticipating a certain defense. If it's not there, then you're going to do this. Sometimes it doesn't always work.
Second down and 10. Franco Harris with Corson leading the way. Good defensive play. Flag is down. Larry Brazil, who's had quite a workout at right corner, moved up to make the tackle.
Also a flag down on a play, and I know that Fields, number 79 of Baltimore, was claiming somebody clipped him or held him.
Holding against the Steelers. Now it would be 3rd and 11 or 2nd and 20. Which do you like?
They've got 1:49 to go. The problem is with Pittsburgh, they're such a big play offensive team. Know what to do, but I think I might refuse it down here. They nailed him for a loss.
Let's see what the situation is. They're going to take the penalty.
Holding. Offense. Number 38.
Holding on Sidney Thornton, so it will be 2nd down and 20 at the Steeler 39-yard line.
Jim Zorn has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Seattle leading Kansas City 17-0 in the second quarter.
Chuck Noll, the head coach of the Steelers, with a great record that he has had, he has never been the coach of the year in the entire National Football League.
He is to the people of Pittsburgh. He is.
That's almost a sin not to have him elected. 2nd down and 20. Bradshaw, all the time in the world, goes deep. He gets it all back. And the first down. Boy, they are a big play offense. 37-yard line of Baltimore. And the first down, 2nd and 20.
He was
preceding announcement by Joe Herman of the Baltimore Colts was furnished as a public service for the National Football League. We have 1 minute and 38 seconds to halftime. Stay with us at halftime. We'll be going back to New York. Brian Gumbel, NFL 80. He will be updating all the scores and highlights around the National Football League today. The Steelers now with a first down at the Colt 37-yard line. Sidney Thornton. Thornton has 5 yards to the 32-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 5.
Good play by number 72, Fred Cook, defensive left end of the Baltimore Colts. He was out there involved in that play. 2 plays called now by Terry Bradshaw. Terry has 177 yards passing so far in this first half.
To Thornton in the left flank. Heads for the sideline, goes out of bounds near the first down marker. Their chains are actually on the near side. That is only to give you an idea. There was a flag drop outside of the field of play. Maybe unnecessary roughness on the Colts once the play was out of bounds. If so, they'll tack it onto the end of the reception.
If that's the case, it's a really costly one.
Face mask. Face mask.
It'll be 5 yards if it was unintentional. That's what it was.
It is 5 yards, and it's the first down, 22-yard line.
Face mask, number 55. 5-yard penalty, and it's a first down.
Face mask call on Barry Krause.
Take a look right here.
Oh, he does have it right there.
Yes, he does.
Yes. Good call by the official. 22-yard line of the Colts. First down, 1 minute and 8 seconds. Left to go first down.
Sidney Thornton running. You want to grab a hold of anything you possibly can.
Anything that's out there, right? Greg Hawthorne who plays Sidney Thornton in the backfield. First down, Colts 22. Wide receiver screen to Lynn Swan. And Swan is pushed out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at the 13-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Sanders Shiver is the man who was wrestling him out of bounds.
That was a quick screen, getting the ball out to Swan. He takes a jab step forward, then he comes back. Now the ball gets there, and the idea is for the offensive lineman to get out in front of him and make the blocks. And they are there. Randy Grossman, number 84, providing the first block that enabled Swan to get a few yards. So he's down, could become a 2nd and 1 situation right now. With the clock stopped at 1:02, it's an ideal situation for Bradshaw.
What do you like here? You go for the touchdown right now?
I'd go for it.
Little play action with Franco in the middle. And go deep in the right corner to Swan. Play action to Franco Harris, but he gives the ball to Franco. He's got the first down.
Franco took the ball away.
That's right.
Said it's my turn.
Inside of the 10, so it'll be first down and goal to go.
He's going to throw a quick pass now. Could be to Swan. Swan has a lot of room out to the right side.
Swan with single coverage on the right side. He goes in the left corner.
That's a Randy Grossman almost made a fantastic catch.
Bruce Laird had the coverage on Randy Grossman. Grossman has added 10 pounds. He's up to 225. The starting tight end now for the Steelers.
Well, he's going down and out. Bradshaw was not going to have this thing intercepted. If Randy didn't catch it, no one was going to catch it. Almost coming up with a great catch. He was concerned about keeping both feet in, but then he hit on that hard surface down there that you could take a look at his uniform and know that that really hurt when he hit the turf.
There's another problem that the Steelers face here. They're in the south end, and that is where most of the fans are. They'll be making a lot of noise.
And you can't check off down there. There's no way that the outside wide receivers can hear you.
Second and goal.
Franco.
Over the middle. Franco Harris, touchdown. Steelers back in front. 86-yard drive in 12 plays.
That was a great move by Franco Harris. He was making a move on the linebacker down there. Made a move to the outside. See number 32 coming out of the backfield. Bradshaw's reading the defense. Wide open in the middle. Drills a ball. Nobody there. 56, I believe it was, Simonini was the linebacker trying to guard Franco Harris, and Franco put a great move on it.
And for Franco Harris, that is his 74th career touchdown, and Terry Bradshaw has thrown 150 touchdown passes. Extra point is good.
Franco also has 6 receptions so far in the first half for 70 yards and a touchdown.
So Bradshaw to Harris, a 10-yard touchdown pass, an 86-yard drive in 12 plays. 33 seconds left to go in the first half. The Steelers are back in front.
It really presents a problem defensively for Baltimore with this Pittsburgh team, because with Swan and Stallworth on the outside, they have to double those players because they can't expect these young cornerbacks to be able to hand a man-on-man. So that means the linebackers have to guard the backs man-on-man. And that time, Franco Harris really made a nice move coming out of the backfield on the linebacker, and he was wide open in the end zone.
So Burt Jones will have 33 seconds less the time of the return. Now we're inside the last 2 minutes of the half. That means on the kickoff, the clock does not start until the ball has been touched in the field of play. If he sends it through the end zone, they could bring it out to the 20-yard line. They would still have 33 seconds left.
This has been frustrating for the Colt offense because they haven't had the football in the first half.
Ben Gary, 9-yard line. Gary returns it near the 30-yard line. Next Sunday, kickoff week number 3 of the 1980 football season, NFL 80, and an in-depth look at the day's games. You'll see these Baltimore Colts take on the Houston Oilers or the San Diego Chargers, battle the Denver Broncos, plus other regional games, all next Sunday here on NBC Sports. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
Showing you how Pittsburgh has dominated this ball. 19 plays offensively for the Baltimore Colts in the first half. There's 28 seconds remaining.
The best thing you can say about that is the offense is rested. Jones throws underneath the defensive coverage. It is to Joe Washington. Washington fights to get out of bounds to stop the clock now with 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Ron Johnson was there for the defense. Mark it at the 32. A gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. You notice that Joe Washington wears the glasses, and those are those safety glasses in reality. The same as very similar to what John Jefferson wears for the San Diego Chargers.
Well, he needs probably some other things for the rest of his body, because most of the people out there on that football field are a lot larger than Joe Washington. But he is quick.
Second down and 6. 4 on the pattern. Roger Carr incomplete. Donnie Shell was diving for the interception. So you can bring it back. It'll be third down and 6.
It's a tough situation to get into against the Pittsburgh Steelers when they know you have to throw. Roger Carr, 81, gets a lot of attention out there. First, Johnson bangs him around. He's trying to just go to a spot and stop. The ball is thrown wide and away. And the reason it has to be thrown that way is because there are linebackers in front of Roger Carr.
16 seconds left to go in the first half. Steelers on top, 13-7. Third down, 6. Jones' pass is complete to Don McCauley. McCauley has the first down at the Baltimore 45-yard line. A pickup of 13 on the play. Lauren Taves, who's now in on defense against the pass as a linebacker. Goes second quarter. Jones's pass to McCauley. McCauley 29-yard line, first down. They'll stop the clock now with 3 seconds left to go, and a field goal attempt will be upcoming by Steve Mickemeyer.
Burt Jones did a great job of being on top of the situation and finding that referee. As soon as he released the football, saw that it was going to be complete, he called timeout. 3 seconds remaining. They get one more play off.
Mickemeyer will be kicking from around the 36-yard line, so it will be an attempt of 46 yards. He hit a 46-yarder last week. He just barely made it, but that was into the wind.
Well, he kicked an extra point that looked like a knuckleball going through the uprights. He better not kick it that way in this attempt.
And also, he has missed earlier in the game, going the other way from 23 yards out.
But this time he is on all grass out there, and there should be nothing to distract him. That is, with the exception of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Greg Landry to hold. Now he's a quarterback. He could throw. Here's the kick. Hits the upright. Bounces back. It is no good. As time runs out, so Mickemeyer has missed twice from 23 yards out, and from 46 yards out he had the distance, but he hit the upright. That is the end of the first half. Steelers lead it 13-7.
The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinct.
It was 300 yards. Time of possession, just look there, and that tells you the whole ball game. If it hadn't been for the one turnover by Pittsburgh that resulted in a touchdown, it'd be a different story right now. 21-16 for Pittsburgh, and just 8:44 for the Colts, and most of that came on the very first drive that Baltimore had. So if Baltimore is going to do it in the second half, they're going to have to get the offense on that field.
Came on a 34-yard interception by Sanders Shiver.
Pressure is by the safety man on Bradshaw. He's hanging the ball. You can see Shiver is in position to make the catch. It was intended for Rocky Bleier. No one is there. That has been the offense of the Baltimore Colts, and was provided by the defensive unit. For Pittsburgh, though, they've had a lot of offense. This one's going to number 32, Franco Harris, down near the goal line. Look at the great blocking. The vision is there for Bradshaw. No one is impairing his vision. He drills it right at the numbers of Franco Harris for the touchdown. The 2 scoring plays in the ball game so far.
How does an offensive lineman give the quarterback that vision to see over the middle?
Well, there are stunts being made, and they know that they have to seal off the inside. You can't get penetration there. The thing about Pittsburgh is they have a man by the name of Mike Webster playing that offensive center position. He's the best in the National Football League. And he really does a job on the defensive men in the middle of that offensive line. He takes them out of there. If he can help out with one of the offensive guards to push a defensive tackle out of the way, he's going to do it to one side or the other so Terry Bradshaw can see in front. Defensive linemen are taught you don't necessarily have to get to the quarterback, but you make him throw before he wants to. There's Mike Webster. It's too bad about his arms shrinking up like that, Charlie.
Yes. Looks like Superman with those arms, doesn't he? Woo.
He is strong. He's a devastating blocker. Boy, he is a delight to a quarterback. I will assure you that.
Is he the main man?
He is it. It starts with him.
As we get set for the second half, it is Pittsburgh 13 and Baltimore 7. The Steelers' record on the year is 1-0. The Colts' record is 1-0. Next week, Pittsburgh will be at Cincinnati, and Baltimore will be at Houston. Mike McCormick, the head coach of the Baltimore Colts. Chuck Noll, as you know, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And to start the second half, the Colts will be receiving. Now, quickly, let's go through all the scores in the National Football League. Baltimore in front of the Jets in the fourth quarter. Buffalo in front of the Jets. Atlanta over New England by 10. Philadelphia way out in front of Minnesota. Seattle over Kansas City by 10. Detroit in front of Green Bay. Chicago over New Orleans by 10. And that's what we have an update to this point. Matt Barr will be kicking off, and Ben Gary's the deep.
That Atlanta score ahead of New England surprises me.
Yes.
Last year, New England was the roller coaster team, up one week and down the next.
This is off to the wing, and Kim Anderson is set for the return. 2 flags are down as Anderson returns to the 37-yard line. But he may not get all of that yardage as the Colt offensive huddle is setting up about 15 yards downfield. Dwayne Woodruff was there for the Steelers, holding against the Baltimore Colts. 24-yard line. Colt territory. Jones comes out throwing. Deep over the middle, Reese McCall, the tight end. It is incomplete. Thomas replacing Mike Wagner at free safety. Joe Washington. Washington has the first down. He's to the 40. 16 darting yards for Joe Washington before J.T. Thomas stopped him.
And that was Joe Washington's yardage also, because I don't know how he got out of the pile back there. Linebacker Cole was zeroing in on him right over there, and he jumps back, cutting against the grain. That means Pittsburgh's going one way, he's going the other. He put about 4 moves on right here. Reese McCall, 86, coming up right now, is going to get a good block for him. He's looking for a way to go. Not much room to go, but he picked up 16 yards. Most of that on the ability of Joe Washington.
First down from the Colt 40-yard line. Pass Roger Carr. Carr, 43-yard line. He had possession when he hit the ground, I believe is what the officials will rule. There was a flag down. Now, if you have that ball cradled in your arm when you hit the ground, when that elbow hits it, if that jars the ball loose, then you had possession when you went down. Now there were flags dropped around the play. We'll wait on the call.
Regardless of the call, that was a fine throw by Burt Jones and a good catch in a lot of traffic by Roger Carr.
Tripping against the Steelers on Donnie Shell, number 31, we believe. They will add this to the end of the play.
This is a quick slant. He takes a couple of steps back. The receiver takes a few steps downfield, and he fires it between the linebacker and the defensive back. Right there, leg whipping is probably what they're calling right there when Donnie Shell kicked him across the leg.
Tripping on a defense. Number 31. Completed pass. First down.
The ball at the Pittsburgh 33-yard line. First down, Curtis Dickey, number 27, the rookie speedster from Texas A&M, is in the backfield.
Well, that was a good shot that we had of exactly what happened on Roger Carr by Donnie Shell.
Butler wide to the near side, Carr to the far side. This one is dropped off to Cleveland Franklin out of the backfield. You lose a yard on the play to the 34. Second down and 11. Donnie Shell makes the tackle. In the backfield, second and 11.
Pittsburgh coming after him. Yes, sir.
Flag will go down.
No block.
Ray Butler, the intended receiver. The call will be against Mel Blount. He just took his route away from him, which you cannot do. That's what happened. Stepped in front. I don't think that Mel realized he had his back to the passer, what had happened. So it's one of those unintentional fouls, but it still goes against you.
Mel, maybe he's going back to the old bump and run days when he was down there.
Yes. But the defensive foul with 5 exceptions, as you know, offsides, encroachment, delay of game, illegal substitution, excessive timeouts, automatic first down. Roger Carr, 15-yard line. A gain of 14 on the play and a first down. And Jones has the Colts moving. Jack Lambert and J.T. Thomas had the coverage.
Wow.
Philadelphia way out in front of Minnesota, but right now in the National Football League, forget the other scores. We're at the 15-yard line. The Colts are driving. They're going for a tie. They're going for the lead, actually.
Once again, Burt Jones really drilled that ball in there between 3 defensive players of Pittsburgh Steelers.
First down at the Pittsburgh 15. Jones throws, Butler, touchdown. Ray Butler, the rookie, his first NFL touchdown. A 76-yard drive in 7 plays to open the second half.
Once again, Burt Jones is healthy. You can see that. He's drilling that ball to Butler between 2 Steelers. Johnson is there. He is there late. J.T. Thomas is also there, but he is also late. Jones is really firing that ball. He fired 2 of them to Roger Carr, and this one to number 80, Butler, the rookie.
Opening drive of the second half. Here's the extra point. It is good. And the Colts have the lead. It is Baltimore 14, Pittsburgh 13, 12:53 left to go, third quarter. Steve Mickemeyer will be kicking off. There's the scoring drive. Greg Hawthorne is the deep back on the return. At the goal line. Greg is to the 10. He is wrapped up about the 14-yard line, and Brian DeRue was the first Colt there.
No one touched DeRue, and he's jumped right in there and made a great play. Now you can tell right now about how the fans here are reacting. The way the players react on those special teams gives an indication how badly they want to play. Baltimore showing that they do. Bradshaw, 15 for 25, 201 yards. Burt Jones is now 11 for 17, 179 yards.
Terry Bradshaw at quarterback. Thornton and Harris are the running back. Jim Smith and Lynn Swan the wide receivers. Bradshaw on a keeper. It was that or a blown play. I'm not sure. He doesn't want to run with it down there.
It didn't look like that he was all that anxious. He was anxious to get out of where he was, but I think that was just a missed handoff or somebody went the wrong way, because I don't think it was designed for Terry to run with the football.
Terry picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Ed Simonini makes the tackle. That offensive line is Ted Peterson replacing John Kolb, who's out with a sprained ankle. Ray Penny, Mike Webster, Steve Corson, and Larry Brown. Tight end, Randy Grossman. Defense, Fred Cook, Mike Barnes, Joe Ehrman, Mike Ozdowski. We'll also see Herb Orvis and Greg Fields. They'll all be in and out of there on that defensive set for the Baltimore Colts. 2nd and 7. Bradshaw, it is intercepted, dropped. The receiver fell down. Derek Hatchett, the rookie from the University of Texas, it was right in his hands, and he dropped it.
They say it was a bad spot. You see the offensive line providing protection for Bradshaw. Simonini was trying to go up over top of somebody's head.
Sidney Thornton.
Right in the stomach. Right in the stomach.
Lynn Swan, the intended receiver, slipped. He was down on the play. The rest of the Colt defense, Barry Krause, Ed Simonini, Sanders Shiver with the interception and the touchdown. In the secondary, Derek Hatchett, Larry Brazil, Bruce Laird, Nesby Glasgow, and now Lyle Blackwood. 5 men in the secondary. 3rd down and 7. Bradshaw will have a problem at this end of the field with an audible. Quick screen outside Swan. He is dead. Derek Hatchett, the rookie. Boy, did he read that.
He read quick screen. They got away with it on him in the first half down at the other end of the field, but that time he read it all the way.
It is 4th down and 10. Colquitt to kick. The Colts could come up with excellent field position here. Nesby Glasgow, number 25, the deep back. The up back is Kim Anderson. And Glasgow can fly.
What they do not want to do now is have a penalty down here. Talking about Baltimore.
Good kick. Glasgow, 39-yard line. He returns around 8 yards to about the 47-yard line. The Colts will be on offense. 10:56 left to go. We're in the 3rd. Baltimore leads by 1, 14-13. Jones, Len Dawson, 3rd quarter score. Detroit over Green Bay 19-7.
Billy Sims, a touchdown run in that ball game for Detroit.
He's doing that every week, isn't he? Curtis Dickey is in the backfield for the Colts. The Baltimore 47-yard line. Dickey on a sweep. Loses his helmet. Wait a minute. He pointing and says, what happened? He's claiming face mask. The flag comes down. Bert Jones is helping Ben Dreith officiate. And Dreith was pointing at Bert and says, I'll handle it. You go back to quarterbacking.
Curtis Dickey, extreme speed. Jack Ham, you can see, playing the linebacker position. Getting a good block by Franklin. Somebody is going to come in and try to separate his head. Oh, looky there. Wow.
Jack Ham that got the helmet, the face mask, the chin strap, and all.
That's 15 yards on that
one. Defense, personal foul, grabbing the face mask, 59. That's a first down.
On Jack Ham, Joe Green, as you saw his reaction, obviously, I'm not saying obvious because now I'm reading it, may have said something about the officiating.
I'm sure Joe Green is upset because he said it wasn't intentional. If it wasn't intentional, it's just a 5-yard penalty.
Well, and also if there's grabbing and twisting, it's 15 yards. Now, simply the momentum of Jack Ham twisted the neck, and that was the reason for it. And this could be another 15 for unsportsmanlike if they decide. That's what they'll do. They're going to hit Joe Green with another quick 15. Boy, there's a fast 30 yards against the world champion.
Look at the last drive. They had a penalty on Mel Blount. They had a penalty on Donnie Shell. Also.
It's at the 23-yard line. We'll have the call for the referee, Ben Dreith.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 75. 75. First down.
So suddenly, from the Colt 47, in one play, we're at the Steeler 23.
And already they're in field goal range right now.
10:49 time remaining, third quarter. Washington back in the backfield for the Baltimore Colts. First down. Joe gets the call. Jack Ham is there. Stops him at the 21. Gain of 2. Second down and 8. Baltimore in front of the Steelers by 1. 14-13. And we have flags and whistles and play. Now, just a moment ago, we had a face mask call against the Steelers. Curtis Dickey with the football. Jack Ham, number 59, tries to tackle him. Actually, what he does when he grabs the face mask, his momentum just takes him and twists him. It was not intentional, but his momentum twists it. That's an automatic call of 15. It wasn't a flagrant call. He just got caught in a situation.
Well, you can see that Curtis is helping out there. Wow, that's why they put the rule in.
Yeah, Curtis. Curtis. Everybody helps the official.
That's why they put the rule in, because you can do a lot of damage, break somebody's neck that way.
Now back to those flags. We had a delay of game against the Colts. Down goes over, so it's 2nd and 13. Line of scrimmage now the 26. Bert Jones, he's there. Roger Carr.
Had a safety blitz that time going after Bert Jones. He had the backs in the block. He got the ball off. This is what happens when you gamble and try to go after the quarterback with your defensive backs. It's one-on-one coverage. Carr making the catch. The one thing he shouldn't have done, he shouldn't have left his feet. If he'd have kept his feet and caught the ball, he might have got right by Johnson, got into the end zone.
And the key block amongst all of the black jerseys of the Steelers was 5'10", 179-pound Joe Washington. He picked up the blitz. He took a beating by picking up the blitz, too. First down, 12-yard line. Cleveland Franklin leaning to the 10. He picks up a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Carr to the near side. The running backs are split. This is a passing formation for Jones. Looping it to Carr. Flag is down. Ron Johnson had the coverage, and they're going to call him on it. The defensive foul will carry a first down.
I'll tell you, Roger Carr did a terrific job of acting on that play also, because he made sure when the contact was made that his arms and hands were away, indicating that he was not the culprit in that event. It wasn't him doing the pushing and shoving.
Number 29, half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Personal foul on number 29. Can we see it?
See the push right there. Now watch Roger Carr's arms and hands, and he's getting them out of the way, making sure they're up in sight, so that he wasn't doing the pushing.
So it's first down, goal to go, 5-yard line. Joe Washington cutting back inside, just inside the 2-yard line, where it will be second down and goal to go. The Colts on the move, leading by 1. 8:24 time remaining. 23 for the Colts is in. Cleveland Franklin is the other running back. It'll be McCauley. And McCauley may lose a yard. It will be third down and goal to go. McCormick, the head coach of the Colts. Third down, goal to go. Franklin. Steelers will not give up the yardage. And Steve Mickemeyer will come in with a field goal attempt. He is 0 for 2. He missed from this situation, but he's going to have a better spot here now. His 46-yard attempt hit the upright, so he's 0 for 2. This one from 10, an attempt of 20 yards.
You have Landry in the ball game with a possibility of a fake, but I don't think so. They need the 3 points right now.
It is good. Mickemeyer hits from 20 yards out. It is Baltimore 17, Pittsburgh 13. We'll be back in a moment. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
David Brenner joins Mike Douglas Monday at 4 p.m. on Channel 11.
Steve Mickemeyer kicking off. Greg Hawthorne 8 yards deep in the end zone. He'll down the ball there. Steelers will bring it out to the Pittsburgh 20-yard line, where it will be a first down. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, with 6:27 left to go. We're in the third quarter. Baltimore 17, the Steelers 13. At the end of the first quarter, Pittsburgh led it 3-0. A field goal by Matt Barr of 25 yards out. That was the opening drive. Steelers led at halftime 13-7. But now the second half has belonged to the Baltimore Colts. They lead by 4.
I'll tell you how things have changed. First half, Baltimore had 23 plays, Pittsburgh 47. In the second half, it's gone completely around. Baltimore 15 plays and Pittsburgh 3. So Mr. Moe is changing directions.
Franco Harris dropped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Be second down and 10. Next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Number 88 is Herb Orvis. They're trying to trap inside. There isn't anything there. Franco Harris is coming into a lot of massive humanity in there. Baltimore now playing fired up football.
Second down and 10. The Steelers without John Stallworth and Theo Bell, both injured in the ball game. Bradshaw's in trouble and was trying to reach Greg Hawthorne in a screen, but Terry was running from Mike Ozdowski. He didn't have a lot of time to sort out which jersey had the right number on it.
That was a screen pass. What you want to do is slow down the rush of the defensive line. You don't let them have a clear shot at the quarterback. You got to make the initial hit first to stop them, to give the receiver an opportunity to get out in the screen, to give the defensive the linebackers and defensive backs an opportunity to get some depth. That time it did work. Ozdowski was there.
Calvin Sweeney is in as a wide receiver. Now the reason that Calvin Sweeney, who was drafted in 1979 in the 4th round, is even in the ballgame is that Larry Anderson is out of this game with a knee injury. He replaced him on the roster, and they need him as Stallworth and Bell, as I mentioned, are out with injury. Pass is complete. Going to Jim Smith. Lyle Blackwood, the 5th man in the secondary, had the coverage.
This was a good throw by Bradshaw and a good reception because he had to throw it over a defensive player and in between defensive players. You can see right there, 44 Blackwood is right all over Smith, but it was an excellent throw by Terry Bradshaw.
And a gain of 19 yards on the play to the Pittsburgh 39-yard line. Moving on the 5-minute mark, time remaining, third quarter. Colts on top by 4, 17-13. Bradshaw fires.
Oh, that's pretty.
Smith again. First down. Back-to-back first downs to Jim Smith. 42-yard line. 19 yards on the play. Larry Brazil with a tackle.
That was really beautiful. I say that because he unloads that ball way before Smith makes his final cut. The ball is on his way, and when he turns around, the ball is there, right on the money.
One thing that Terry Bradshaw is doing is isolating Larry Brazil, number 47, the right corner, and Derek Hatchett, the rookie, number 42, the left corner. He wants man-to-man coverage.
He knows he's going to have time to throw because of that great offensive line. He knows if he has enough time, his receiver's going to get open.
Franco Harris. Harris is in trouble. He will lose 5 yards. Mike Barnes made the play. Second down and 15. Secondary now for the Colts. 5 on the pattern. Lots of time. Lots of time. Throws into coverage, incomplete. Coming underneath to Greg Hawthorne. Colts had excellent coverage on everybody. The Steelers had sent 5 into the pattern.
Well, he was looking to the outside. He was looking to Jim Smith to the left side. He was covered. Lynn Swann was covered on the other side. The reason they were covered because they put 2 defensive men on him to take care of that. They're forcing Bradshaw to go to his backs. He has thrown very little to his tight end in this football game today.
Lynn Swann has only 1 reception for 9 yards. Quick score. Detroit in front of Green Bay, 22-7, third quarter. Calvin Sweeney is in. 3 wide receivers. Randy Grossman, the tight end, comes out. 3rd and 14. Bradshaw scrambles under pressure. He'll be sacked. He was in the grasp of the defensive player, Mike Barnes. He was actually stepping away from 2 other Colts. Quick whistle by the officials. That is the reason that rule was put in. So when you're in the grasp of the defender, that is it.
There's going to be pressure put on by 2 or 3 of the Baltimore Colts. 79 is Fields. He's also hanging around there. Barnes finally coming up with the stop, and he's got Terry in his grasp, and they blow the whistle, which they should at that time.
4th down, 23. Cole quit the kick. Glasgow, the deep back on the return. Sun now breaking through. You can see the shadows. Taken by the up back, Anderson. He fumbles it right on the sideline. Colts will have the ball in the neighborhood of their 16 or 17 yard line. 2:51 left to go. Third quarter. Colts lead by 4. We'll be back in a moment. Baltimore first down their own 17 yard line. Colts leading the Steelers 17-13. Curtis Dickey and Cleveland Franklin are the running back. And it is Dickey. Flag is down. Dickey picks up 6 yards. But the marker will probably go against Baltimore as Jack Ham made the tackle. Holding against the Colts. Interesting, they marked off a 10-yard penalty from the 17. They did not split the distance. Joe Washington. Lynn, why don't you update the scoreboard for us?
Well, final Buffalo defeating the Jets 20-10. Atlanta, 4th quarter ahead of New England 37-21. That's a surprise. Philadelphia easily over Minnesota 42-7. That's a final. 3rd quarter, Seattle 17, Kansas City 13. Detroit ahead of Green Bay 22-7. That's 3rd quarter score. 3rd quarter, Chicago 15, New Orleans 3.
2nd down and 13. The Steelers have called for a timeout. Were they short a man? They had 12 men on the field. Steelers had 12 men on the field. They take a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. Baltimore 17, Pittsburgh 13. Coaches Mike McCormick on the left, Chuck Noll on the right. 2nd down, 13. Colts have the ball at their own 14-yard line. Baltimore 17, Pittsburgh 13. The sun is out and it is shining on the Colts this afternoon.
Got a final score: Atlanta 37, New England 21.
Congratulations to the Falcons. Running backs are split. Washington is knocked down. Good defensive play by Joe Green. Joe Green, number 75. The first player that Chuck Noll took in the draft back in 1969. And that was the beginning with this man, former All-America at North Texas State.
Well, he still has a lot left, doesn't he? He penetrated about 3 yards on that play.
With their nickel defense. Flag is down as McCauley carries outside the 20. If the penalty goes against the Colts, I would expect it to be refused because they would then be kicking. Lauren Taves, along with Jack Lambert, were there for the defense.
Well, that's amazing. A draw play, and you're holding on a draw play.
You're not supposed to hold. You're supposed to let them come through.
The draw play, you let them go in the direction they want to go, and just push them that way.
Offensive holding, number 75. Decline a penalty.
Well, George got it again, didn't he? George Kuhn. What's that reaction? Can't even get the chin strap off, George.
Taking a look at 75 is George Kuhn. He just has a little lock on him. That's not much. It's just...
Confirmation, Mike Bragg to kick. Jim Smith is set for the return. He could come up with excellent field position for the Steelers. Important return. They have a left return on. It's right up the middle. He catches it in all kinds of traffic and still manages 3 or 4 yards on the return. But when the Steelers move on offense, they'll be in cold territory. To go, third period. Colts need a scoring drive, at least a field goal here. The Steelers, rather, excuse me. Greg Hawthorne. Leaning to the 47-yard line. He has 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Steelers have to get something moving now. 52 is Mike Webster, the center, in his 7th year, taken in the 5th round of the draft in 1974. Played his collegiate ball at Wisconsin. Sweep right side, Greg Hawthorne. To about the 43-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 4. Ed Simonini, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle.
Here's 52. Webster going out. The quickness of Simonini gets him away from Webster, and he gets involved in the play. So I said he's not that large of a football player. He better be quick. And he is.
Rocky Blyer has come in. Sidney Thornton has not seen that much action recently. I wonder if has been injured. We'll try and check that out for you. I wonder why he's not in there. 3rd down 4, 5 men in the secondary. Rocky Blyer, Greg Hawthorne, Franco Harris, Lynn Swan, and Jim Smith are all in. Calvin Sweeney is there. 3 wide receivers. The gun sounds. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Baltimore 17, Pittsburgh 13. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
This is Bryant Gumbel in New York. San Diego Chargers have gone out in front of the Oakland Raiders on a 52-yard field goal by Rolf Benersch, his 16th straight consecutive field goal. He's 4 away from the record of 20 held by Garo Yepremian. Let's go back to Pittsburgh and Charlie Jones.
Thank you, Brian, and don't forget NFL 80 next week. We will have a profile of Rolf Benerschka. Denver in front of Dallas. How about that? Now we're in the 4th quarter. Terry Bradshaw in the 4th quarter has been tied or behind and has come from behind or come from a tie ball game 21 times in his career with the Steelers for the win. Can he do it here? Tipped, it is good. Pass is caught by the 2nd receiver, Calvin Sweeney. About 3 years ago, that would have been incomplete. But remember when they changed the rule? 2nd offensive man can now catch the ball.
Well, I'll tell you, he's flushed out of the pocket. Swan sees it, and Swan is moving. Throws the ball, and it's a good play by the defensive back. It does pop the ball, and he hits the ball up in the air, and Sweeney just happens to be there. That's the right place at the right time. The 2 receivers shouldn't be there if it hadn't been a busted play. If Bradshaw hadn't been scrambling, Swan saw that and ran for the open spot.
A gain of 21 yards to the Colts 22-yard line. 1st down. Rocky Blyer He is going to wrap up his brilliant career this year. He says he's going to retire at the end of the season. He's stopped by Ed Simonini.
That was Sweeney's first professional catch, Charlie. It came on a rebound. And for Simonini, who knifed in there, made the tackle, he's having quite an afternoon.
Loss of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Penalties are always significant. Pittsburgh's been penalized 9 times for 85 yards. Baltimore 5 for 40 yards. And the penalties have played a very important part in Baltimore's scoring.
It's not so much the number, but when they happen as much as anything else. 2nd and 12. 5 men in the secondary for the Colts.
They're coming after him. Could be 6.
It's there. Jim Smith. And the Steelers are back on top. A 49-yard drive in 5 plays.
How significant was that bouncing ball a minute ago? They're going after him with the safety blitz. He lofts it up. Smith has got a stride or two in front of Brazil, and it's all over. Bradshaw gets the ball on target. Smith makes the reception. Take that, he said. They are a big play offensive team, aren't they?
And they look for one more point. And they've got it. The Pittsburgh Steelers 20, the Baltimore Colts 17, 13, 17 left in the game. Glasgow. He returns to the 26. 17 yards on the return. Dwayne Woodruff making the tackle. So Baltimore, they got a little conservative with their lead. They'll have to open it up again.
They got to open it up now. They got to go back to do what they've been doing best, and that's throwing the football.
That is Sidney Thornton. The report, he has been suffering from heat cramps. The reason that he's been replaced by Greg Hawthorne.
1st and 10 at the 20.
Baltimore 26-yard line, 1st down. Jones dumps it off underneath to Cleveland Franklin. Franklin to the 31-yard line. He picks up 5, 2nd and 5. Jack Ham makes the tackle. Ron Johnson was there for an assist. What is the problem, Lynn, when you're working on a baseball infield and you're going from grass to dirt?
Well, the simple fact that you're not sure of your footing a lot of times. It's a strange feeling to go from the turf where you're digging in all of a sudden going into the dirt part of the football field. Also, there's a sun problem too that Baltimore is faced with down there.
And on a hot, muggy afternoon, that dirt can stir up, get in your throat, bother you a little too, I would believe. Jones nails Roger Carr.
He get up and run.
Pittsburgh 47-yard line. Jones drilled it.
That's the great speed of Roger Carr that is a big help in that particular play, because Mel Blount, number 47, the cornerback for Pittsburgh, had to respect the fact that he could go deep because Carr has such great speed. And he turned around, and Burt Jones really fires his ball. Good pass protection. Steps and fires that thing and nails it.
And if you follow the Colts, you know that Roger Carr, a year ago, he wanted to be traded. He wanted to play somewhere else. He wanted to play near his home, actually. And that is in the South. He played his collegiate ball at Louisiana Tech. Mike McCormick, the head coach, asked him at a team meeting in front of everybody, are you here for the money or are you here to play? He said, I'm here to play, and that settled it. Drop system. Carr, the intended receiver. Mel Blount had the coverage. That's a really tough catch if he'd have made it.
Quarterbacks try to do as much as they possibly can, but I think Burt Jones here, prior to the ball game, putting the tarpaulin on the field, putting that tarp down there is a little above and beyond the call of duty. I think if I were him, I'd have his contract checked over once again.
Well, about 7 years ago, they named him the franchise, but he didn't know that it meant everything. 2nd and 10. Mike Ciani is now in as a wide receiver. Carr comes out for a breather. Jones' pass is knocked away.
L.C. Greenwood.
L.C. Greenwood. Now, something that you may have noticed. Burt stepped from the grass back to the skin part of the infield, and when he planted, his foot slipped.
That's right. And then when it happens once, you're really concerned about it the rest of the time. Here it is right here. As I said, you don't have to tackle the quarterback to be effective. Just getting in his way. When I was talking about vision, having clear vision, that's exactly what I'm talking about. LC made sure that he didn't have it. He had to try to throw between his arms or over his head. And when you're as tall as LC Greenwood is, it's tough to do that.
Can you believe that this man, as great as he has been, was taken in the 10th round of the draft? That was in 1969. Third down and 10. Four-man rush. Jones throws. Washington popped out of his hands. An alert defensive play as he was tackled by Jack Lambert, which he can then do, or Washington possibly could have caught his own rebound.
I don't think you're going to see Joe Washington miss too many passes like that, because that was a very catchable pass, although he was nailed by Jack Lambert just as soon as the ball hit him in the arms. But you see right there, right in the chest, he's up in the air. He's still following the ball, trying to make the catch, but it's a good thing that Lambert tackled him, because he might have had an opportunity to catch it on the rebound.
Mike Bragg to kick. Jim Smith is set for the return. If you joined us late, John Stallworth and Theo Bell are both out of the ball games with injury. You'll watch this one go into the end zone, and it does, so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. We have a timeout. 11:15 left to go in the game. The Steelers lead it 20-17.
Dodge challenges Volkswagen Rabbit with a front-wheel drive Dodge Omni. In an independent test, 50 people considering buying an import next time compared a Dodge Omni to a Volkswagen Rabbit Deluxe. For styling, features, driving ease, riding comfort. Based on this, they preferred the Dodge Omni to the Volkswagen overall by a score of 50-0.
Compare for yourself. The new Chrysler Corporation has the front-wheel drive cars to challenge the imports right now.
Stand by. Roll Fran Talkington, Johnson Baby Shampoo.
You know, when I wore a football suit, I had to shampoo every day, so I used Johnson's. Now that I'm wearing these, I still use Johnson's every day. Doesn't make sense to use anything harsh. Johnson's cleans gently. Everybody can tell you about no more tears, but I can tell you it won't dry out my hair. Leaves it looking thick and healthy. Get Johnson's Baby Shampoo from Johnson & Johnson. It's gentle enough to use every day.
1979. You can see what the Steelers did a year ago in the fourth quarter, and they're doing it again in the fourth quarter.
I think what they want to do now is maybe try to establish a running game, and if they can keep control of this ball, time's going to be on their side. This is a big series for Baltimore's defense.
Franco Harris. Back.
Go by.
Going deep. Jim Smith. Incomplete. Is that the way you establish a running game? Oh!
Bradshaw was short throwing that ball. Smith was out there all by himself. The defensive backs took the bait on that pitch back to Franco Harris, and pitch back. Here you can see it right here. Pitch back to Bradshaw. Now, if he gets it out in front, if he unloads it far enough, it could be 6 points. Look at that. Smith is way out in front. He has to wait on the ball.
He had 3 steps on the defenders. So it is 2nd and 10 back at the Steeler 20-yard line. 11:08 left to go in the game. Steelers on top by 3. This time, Franco picks up a couple of yards to the 22-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 as Herb Orvis and Ed Simonini make the tackle. Oakland, San Diego tied 3-3.
Chris Barr, 35-yard field goal tying it up. Oakland, San Diego 3-3.
That's Matt's brother.
That's right. Mickemeyer brothers are kicking today, too.
3rd down 8.
Also, Denver's leading Dallas 10-0.
Calvin Sweeney becomes the 3rd wide receiver. So it's Sweeney, number 85, Swan, 88, and Smith, 86. Pass is incomplete at the 34-yard line.
Bradshaw's got a strong arm, but he was falling back trying to throw the ball to Lynn Swan. I think that's at least 2 passes that I can recall where he's grossly underthrown. Seattle, 4th quarter, ahead of Kansas City by a point, 17-16.
And here we have the Steelers by 3, and the Colts could come up with excellent field position. Colquitt to kick. Nesby Glasgow is at the 40-yard line of Baltimore.
He doesn't like the fair catch it either. He's like Smith.
Good kick. This time he calls for the fair catch. He'll take it at the 37-yard line. So Baltimore has the ball on their own 37-yard line. First down. They trail by 3 with 10:15 left to go. Have the football, and they trail by 3, 20-17. First down, Baltimore, their own 37-yard line. Burt Jones, the quarterback. Joe Washington. Washington with 3 yards to the 40. It'll be second down and 7. Coming back in motion was number 80, Ray Butler, the rookie from USC. When he made his block, he had to make the block high. They say on the colors or on the jersey, or it would have been a crackback block. It would have been a penalty. But he came in and he did block high.
He made a good block. Otherwise, Washington could have lost about 4 or 5 yards. They want to get out of this territory right here. That's not the place you want to be with all that dirt down there where the infield is located.
Second down and 7. Jones's pass is deflected. Was that Joe Green that got a hand up? One of the defensive linemen did. And notice where Burt set up deeper than he normally does. He was going back to the grass. He wanted to set up on the grass to throw.
You have cleats on, and you want to get to an area where you can dig in back there. There you are right there. It's a good thing that the big hand came up.
As LC again.
LC, because Roger Carr was open.
Third down and 7. Dwayne Woodruff in, 5 in the secondary. Four-man rush. Jones could run for it. He dumps it off to McCauley. McCauley first down. Jones had a lot of running room on the right side. Last week he ran with it in this situation. This time he dropped it to Don McCauley. He picked up the first down at the 49-yard line.
Take a look at the pressure applied by Joe Green, 75. He's flushing him out of the pocket. Now watch McCauley. He knows he's a veteran. He knows straight ahead. Put both arms around the football. Get as much yardage as you possibly can. And he just barely made the first down. You don't want to get fancy there. First things first. The first thing McCauley had to do is pick up the first down.
Donnie Shell and Jack Lambert make the tackle. Cleveland Franklin, Joe Washington, the running back. Line of scrimmage at Pittsburgh, 49-yard line. 8:37 time remaining. Jones's pass may be intercepted. No, they ruled it incomplete. They were going for the interception. Reese McCall, the tight end, was the intended receiver. And Jack Lambert almost picked it off. That was getting very close.
The play pass did nothing because it didn't fool Lambert at all. He flew right back into his linebacking position where he's in coverage. That is helping against the pass. Otherwise, it didn't fool him. So something is wrong. When you're play passing, that offensive line should be blocking aggressively.
Now we're at that point of the ball game where the Colts have to get something moving. 8:35. That's a lot of time. But you cannot give the Steelers the ball if the Colts want to stay. Roger Carr, first down, 36-yard line. Mel Blount makes the tackle. Now, let's forget about the game. Let's talk about what's coming up on NBC. Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, it's the games people play. America's Toughest Bouncers competition continues. Then Bruce Jenner looks at a high school coach's battle, both on and off the field. Plus, stuntman Bill Shirk is back as he tries his great escape over a pool of hungry man-eating sharks. If you remember the last time that Bill Shirk tried that, he came down with heat exhaustion. He was completely exhausted and he couldn't do it. But he's going to try again. That's Games People Play, America's Toughest Bouncer competition, high school coaches battle, and Bill Shirk returns on NBC.
Charlie, you mentioned they got to get something going, and they did. Another quick slant. Couple of steps back, step and fire the ball. Roger Carr catching it in front of Mel Blount. There's a big hit there. J.T. Thomas was number 24 coming in, hitting Carr. They are both down at the present time. For Roger Carr, that was his 5th reception, good for 88 yards.
Roger Carr coming out, and J.T. Thomas will be coming out.
They look like they're both all right, which is good.
They're just stunned.
How about this? Denver shutting out Dallas 17-0 in the second quarter. Matt Robinson ran for 2 touchdowns so far, 1 yard and 3 yards in that ball game.
I thought they traded for him to throw.
He's running with it.
No, he was a running back, too.
You notice he didn't run very far, though.
Yes.
Just far enough.
First down, Baltimore at the Steeler 36-yard line. 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Clock is now moving. Following the officials' timeout for the injured players, Mike Ciani is in replacing Roger Carr. Joe Washington tripped over his own lineman, I believe. Either that or he tripped over Cleveland Franklin, and the flag is down. Jack Lambert was there for the defense.
Well,
holding against the Colts.
That's hard to believe on a running play this late in the ball game when they've had so many penalties already that they get caught for holding. You know, passing is one thing, but on a running play, it's ridiculous. Look at that. You're going to take them right back. They've been fighting and scratching to get yardage and get in position for some points. They're 3 back. At least get in position to try a field goal.
And we might mention, of course, if they do have the field.
There's offense, number 61.
Holding on Robert Pratt. You saw the comparison of the penalties. We might mention.
It was one-sided at one time. One time Pittsburgh had twice as many yardage against them in penalties as the Baltimore Colts. But looks like Baltimore trying to catch up. First and 20.
At the Pittsburgh 46-yard line. Jones's pass. Joe Washington. Lambert has him at the 36-yard line. Well, he got 10 yards back, and it'll be second down and 10.
You were mentioning about that infield. Burt Jones gingerly stepped back there and threw that football. It was low. Good catch by Washington. He's going back now. He's back in the end zone again, or not the end zone, but the infield. Great balance by this young man. He is really durable. A lot of times he has his hands on the football, both receiving and running with it. Plus the fact you pointed out, when he has to block, he can block.
Second down and 10. 7 minutes, 11 seconds remaining. Jones will run for this one. Has the first down. Reese McCall downfield turned and saw the play. Screened the block. Mike Ciani, a collision with Jack Lambert.
Flag.
Lambert is pointing at Ciani, and a flag is down. The coaching staff of the Colts was also downfield. They're being motioned back up to stay in front of the bench, and we'll see what the flag is all about. Clipping, and we believe against number 45, Mike Ciani, on number 58, Jack Lambert. Clipping, as you know, is any blocking from behind.
You know they're trying to protect their quarterback, but you have to use good judgment in a situation like that. Burt Jones had already picked up the first down. This is an emotional game, but it has to be controlled emotions. You got to be thinking out there all the time.
The penalty brings the ball back to the 36-yard line. Here's the call.
Personal foul, Clipping, number 45.
Steelers lead it 20-17. Roger Carr is back in as a wide receiver. Jones throw to Carr off of the shoulder of number 29, Ron Johnson. Johnson had perfect coverage.
Boy, he was all over Roger Carr. Johnson did an excellent job this time. Carr's going to try to think that he's going deep to the outside right here, but Johnson didn't buy it. The reason he didn't buy it is because you see the man right there, number 24, J.T. Thomas. He was helping out. He was doubling with him, so he knew he didn't have to worry about the deep outside. He could play strong on the inside. They guessed right that time for that particular pattern.
Lauren Taves comes out. Dwayne Woodruff comes in 5 in the secondary. Glad to see J.T. back in the ball game and Roger Carr back after the collision they had a few minutes ago. Third down 10. Pass is drilled. It's caught. Mike Ciani. Jones really fired for the first down.
Boy, did he throw that one, because Donnie Shell, the safety, was all over Ciani, and that ball had to be really fired, and Bert Jones did exactly that.
6 minutes and 28 seconds remaining.
Ciani, he'll be back in good graces now after that big play.
First down, 24-yard line of the Steelers. At the end of 3, Baltimore led 17-13. Steelers now lead 20-17. Jones throws. It is tipped. Taves could not pull it down. Number 51, Lauren Taves, almost had the interception. Ray Butler, the intended receiver. It will be second down and 10. Second and 10. 24-yard line of Pittsburgh. Quick pass, Carr, and he is stripped to the ball by Dwayne Woodruff. Another good defensive play by the Steelers.
It certainly was, because Bert Jones really fired that ball, showing his ability to fire that ball in a quick slant. Woodruff coming in. And the contact was made just as the ball arrived there, so it was a good call. Or there was no call, but it was a good play by the defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ray Butler comes in. Brian DeRue comes out. You can check the other scores as we show them to you. But this game could come down to the next 2 down. 24-yard line, third and 10. 5:53 remaining. Jones to McCauley underneath. McCauley diving for the first down. To the 13-yard line. He needed 10. He got 11.
You wonder why he's such a valuable man on this football team. You just had an opportunity to see on that play. He's done it about 3 times in the ball game this afternoon. The defensive linebackers, the defensive backs are getting great depth. Good protection for Bert Jones. He just docks it off to 23, McCauley underneath. Now, get the first down any way that you can. And he also gets both arms around that football. Good play.
First down, Colts. Steeler, 13-yard line. Curtis Dickey is in. Brian DeRue is in for Baltimore. Loss of a yard. Curtis Dickey. It'll be second down and 11.
Nothing. Trying to go wide. Lauren Taves, number 51, the linebacker for the Steelers. He was about 4 yards deep in the backfield. The pursuit was there. There was nothing for the running back to do but to go down. You don't go sideways on the Steelers very well. If you're going to hit them running-wise, you better hit them quickly and get straight ahead.
4.5 minutes remaining in the game. Second and 11. Steelers leading by 3. Jones is in trouble. He'll run. He's to the 10. Dives to about the 3 into the end zone. He is claiming that he was not touched down. Officials, I believe, will mark the ball at around the 3.
Taking a look at Bert Jones. His versatility got them where they are right now. And now he's looking for someplace to hide to fall down. Because he remembers what happened a week ago.
Sorry, Bert. Lauren Taves is the man who hit him.
He was looking to fall down on about the 5-yard line. We talked to him about that in the pregame show about if now, you know, he used to jump over people and into people, and he's been banged around the last couple of years asking that if maybe he would reconsider trying to run over people now that he's been injured.
Changer there. First down. Boy, it's barely a first down.
They've got 4 shots now. This is 4-down territory right now for the Baltimore Colts. Because I'm sure they don't want to go for a tie right now. They want to get in for 6 points.
But remember what happened at the other end of the field?
Well, I'm sure they do. That will be the coach's decision if it comes to a 4th down situation. For Baltimore, they don't want it to go that far. They would like to get in right now.
Steelers are really tough here. First and goal, 3-yard line. 3:50 clock is moving. Time remaining.
Play pass. Trying to go to Robert Pratt.
Robert Pratt, number 61, the left guard, moves out in a double tight end situation to a tight end. He has to report to the officials, and a flag was dropped on the play.
Holding. play-action pass. They probably never suspected an offensive guard is going to go out into pass pattern. But he was well covered. Number 24, J.T. Thomas, is there. Burt Jones just threw it away. But there was a penalty on the play, and they're going to bring it back.
Holding offense, number 69.
Holding on Wade Griffith.
Really hurting them. You know, the second half of penalties have really hurt Baltimore. It's been amazing. In this last drive, they've had 3 or 4 major penalties. They've overcome so far the penalties that they've had. Now they're going to have another opportunity to try to do it.
13-yard line, first down goal to go. 14th play of this drive, so the Colts are using up the clock. Pass is intercepted. The Steelers have the ball. It's Donnie Shell. Shell with the interception. His 3rd of the year. A flag is down at the 30-yard line. So let's wait and see what happens on the flag. Donnie Shell does not want to let the football go.
Going to the quick slant pass once again. One too many times. Donnie Shell was reading it all the way, stepped in front of the wide receiver, coming up with the interception.
And during the return of the interception, clipping is called against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But for the Steelers, the most important thing is that they have the football.
Once again, you go back to penalties too, Charlie.
Personal foul, clipping, number 64 on the run back. Timeout.
Clips the ball game. We've had a lot of them.
Well, that's changed around. I think Baltimore's had now about 100 yards in penalties. They had, I think, 4 major penalties in that drive.
Steelers with the football on their own 14-yard line. 3.5 minutes remaining. Franco Harris. He picks up 5 yards, 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Mike Ozdowski makes the tackle on Franco.
That's exactly what Terry Bradshaw and the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for. A big gain like that on 1st down, putting him in a situation where they can run with the football right now and have 2 downs to pick up 4 yards, or if he wants to, he can throw the ball. It'd be a good opportunity to throw the ball if he wants to take a chance. But he's trying to work that clock right now. It's under 3 minutes to go in this ball game.
Then Swan wide to the near side. Jim Smith to the far side. Sidney Thornton is back in as a running back, and he carries. And he has the 1st down. Sidney, bothered by heat cramps in the ball game, has not seen a lot of action in the second half. Reggie Pinckney makes the tackle. 2:32, and the clock is moving.
You can see that Sidney Thornton is hurting. I'm sure he'll be going out of the ball game now. He was in long enough to pick up a big 1st down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll go on down now to Bradshaw. Will let it go down, I'm sure, to the 2-minute warning without taking a delay of game call.
But remember, the Steelers have only 2 timeouts remaining. They had to take a timeout in the 3rd quarter because of 12 men on the field.
Well, Pittsburgh hopes they don't have to worry about taking any more timeouts. It's Baltimore's concern right now.
And now the official timeout. The 2-minute warning will be given to both benches. The score, Pittsburgh 20, Baltimore 17.
Billy Sims.
Oh, we have another one. Chicago with it.
Billy Sims, 2 more touchdowns today.
NFL report after the ball game will be updating all of the scores. 1st down from the 28-yard line. Hawthorne replacing Sidney. 4 yards to the 32. It'll be 2nd down 6. Ed Simonini makes the tackle. Baltimore takes the timeout. So the Steelers have 2 timeouts remaining, and the Colts have 2 timeouts remaining. Don't forget, NFL report right after the ball game. Brian Gumbel updating all the scores as I mentioned. Plus, he'll have highlights from around the National Football League. 1 minute and 53 seconds left to go here.
Right now, Baltimore must stop them. Right now, they've so yes, as opposed to Hawthorne, who is playing, I think, this year for the first time with any.
It's Franco. Leans to the 35-yard line. He picks up 3. It'll be 3rd down and 3 as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Steelers 388. He had 69 offensive plays for the Colts, 314 yards, 60 offensive plays. The Colts evened it up in the second half. Steelers completely dominated the football game in the first half.
3rd down and 3 Steelers. First down for the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 3rd down and 3 as Greg goes to the 43-yard line. The Colts will take their last timeout. Officials stop the clock. Now they take their last timeout. So we have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. The Steelers have the football. The Colts are out of timeouts. And Pittsburgh leads by 3.
That was the play. Ed Simonini had a shot at Hawthorne in the backfield. He didn't make the tackle, didn't make the stop. He continued on, made the first down. Now with no timeouts remaining for the Baltimore Colts, 1:38 remaining in this football game. The only thing that they can hope for is a turnover. So the only thing that they can do defensively is try to grab. Here's that last play. You can see the guards pulling around. There was a shot right there. Had an opportunity, got a leg on him, but the strong running of Hawthorne broke that tackle and picked up the first down.
So the
Might
Steelers.
add that Sidney Thornton is not in the ball game now because he's been experiencing some muscle cramps. Mike McCormick, the head football coach of Baltimore, looking on, and he has seen that last drive that Baltimore had ended up in an interception, but they had 4 major penalties in that drive.
And they moved to the 3-yard line before another penalty set them back. And then came the interception by Donnie Shell. The Colts are out of timeout. 1:38 left to go. Steelers have the lead in the football at their own 44-yard line.
Oh.
Steelers were offside. I believe, yes, Ted Peterson, the starting left tackle. He's been playing an excellent game replacing John Cobb. He was in motion. That will cost the penalty. More important for the Colts, it stops the clock.
Here's a go-ahead touchdown for the Steelers. It was a blitz, safety blitz coming after Bradshaw. He's going up top. 86 is Smith. He is there. He's got 2 steps on Larry Brazil, the cornerback, and it's all over.
Offense, false start, 56.
That really doesn't make any difference, Charlie, because it's time to count.
We want to thank Ron Thomas, Chuck Galani, and John Schneider working with us in the booth. Excellent job, gentlemen. First down 15. Pittsburgh from their own 39-yard line. 1:38 remaining. Bradshaw just falls on it. Let's see. 30 seconds times 3. They can do it.
I'm surprised they don't have their wide receiver, somebody, or a defensive back behind the offensive runners back there, the running backs. So in case there is a fumble, then they'll have somebody back there that can either recover it, if not recover it, be in a position to make the tackle. Someone who's accustomed to tackling.
So now the Pittsburgh Steelers need only to let the clock move. The Colts out of timeouts.
They're taking a look at the 30-second clock. It's down to 8 seconds right now, and I'm sure Bradshaw is paying attention to that. He'll just fall on the ball.
He can fall on it twice more, and it'll be all over.
That's right.
That's all that he needs to do.
It was down to 2 seconds before he snapped the ball.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers, with that great depth, they do it again as they come from behind in the 4th quarter for the 22nd time in Terry Bradshaw's career. And for the Baltimore Colts, a valiant effort. They had their opportunities. They are a good ball club.
They certainly are. Penalties really killed them in that last drive. They had an opportunity on the 3-yard line. You figure they're going to come away with at least 3 points, and that would tie the ball game. But they had a penalty down there that knocked them out. The next play, pass was intercepted.
Bradshaw will follow the football one more time, and now we simply watch the clock. The Steelers, their record will be 2-0. The Colts' record will be 1-1. An excellent football game this afternoon here on NBC. That's it. It's a final. Pittsburgh wins it 20-17. This is Charlie Jones and Lynn Dawson in Baltimore. what a ball game, Lynn.
Well, you know, the Baltimore Colts made a lot of mistakes, but they are really a much improved football team thanks to Burt Jones. Burt had another fine afternoon today. He had a good game against the Jets, another good game today, and today he was suffering from the virus bug and he wasn't at full strength. So Baltimore is coming along, going against the world champions, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they were able to handle them. And actually, if it had been for the penalty down on the 3-yard line, they may have at least tied this football game or could have won it.
Next week, Pittsburgh will be at Cincinnati, and Baltimore will be at Houston. So the defending world champion Pittsburgh Steelers are off to another good start. They had their hands full here today with the Baltimore Colts.
Their only problem is they've got to be concerned about some injuries because some of